You will own nothing and like it. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is what I believe they're headed for. What they're aiming for is that that's right, you watching this, will own nothing and like it. Um, Sad state of affairs, but I believe it's true. I'm going to talk to you about that for a minute. But today's been an interesting day in the metals markets, and that's because the CPI numbers came out for May, and they were cooler than expected. So initially, silver and gold shot up right away. But unfortunately, as soon as the Fed Chairman Powell decided to speak, it cooled off the enthusiasm quite rapidly. Right now, let's save this for you. Silver's only is up 23 cents, and gold's actually down $1 right now. So I'm going to post it on the screen in case you haven't checked. But initially, when the numbers came up, silver shot up 80 cents, something like that. It went back over $30 an ounce. Gold was up 25, $30. And as soon as Powell started speaking, like I said, he quelled the enthusiasm, and it's just turned around and went down. And we're going to talk about that for a minute. First, I want to show you an interesting buy I had in the store. It came in a few days ago, and I'll tell you about that. I'll be right back. So I had a young couple come in a few days ago, and they didn't make an appointment or anything like that, even though I don't normally ever take appointments. It's just walk-ins here. But usually if somebody comes in with this much stuff, usually they call and inquire about it. But they showed up, a very nice young couple. Unfortunately, the woman, her mother had just passed away, and I guess her father passed away many years back, and he was some kind of coin collector, obviously, and he had all this stuff. But she had multiple things, a bunch of scrap gold jewelry, some 10-ounce silver bars, actually an interesting 100-ounce silver bar, and then she opened up a little box with all of this in there, all this gold, all these old gold coins. And to be honest with you, I really don't think they had any idea what they had here. So they were quite surprised when, after I tallied it all up and gave them the offer. And I even asked them, do you want to put some of this away, maybe, for yourself, for the future? I'm always talking about stacking, even to customers or newbies, because, I got plenty of this stuff, and I don't make very much money on this stuff anyway. So I told them, hey, maybe you want to put a little bit away. You sell some to me. But nope, they just wanted the cash. Young couple, so I don't think they see the value of this like we do. And although I do have some younger stackers that come in here, and they do understand the value of it, but based off of certain numbers coming out for the metals markets like today and what Powell has been saying, this stuff to me is still king, top of the heap, if you know what I mean. I'd rather have this than paper any day of the week. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys that real quick, and I'll be right back. It's always fun when somebody shows up with a lot of stuff into my shop like this. I still get a little bit excited, even though I've been doing it a long time. But it's still cool to see that. It's like almost like a treasure hunt, because you open a box and you see a bunch of gold coins into a little shoebox, but then you really don't know what you're going to find. It could be very interesting, but I still get a little bit excited about it. But anyways, back to current events, CPI, and Powell. And I found two things I saw very interesting that he said. And this has got to make you wonder. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. It says, Powell, there is an argument that payrolls may be a bit overstated. So what is Powell saying by this? That they're cooking the books? I mean, is he going against what the current administration likes to say? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Payrolls may be a bit overstated. So when they come out with these these numbers and employment numbers and all that stuff, that's sure what it looks like to me. And then I saw another interesting, this came across through X. There's a tendency to omit inflation signals that we don't like, Powell. So there you go again. It's almost like they're admitting it. They're admitting that they're playing with the numbers that come out, which makes you, leads you to believe that you can't believe anything they're telling you. I mean, if you got Powell from the Fed telling you this kind of stuff publicly, what's he saying? He's basically, to me, it sounds like he's admitting that these numbers are, not correct, and they're playing games with it. I don't know how else you can read into that. I mean, he said it, not me. So I found that very interesting. And, stuff like that makes it difficult for us as stackers because, everything like this guy would say or any type of economic numbers that come out are going to directly influence the markets and the price of gold and silver directly. So if you're trying to figure out which way the market's going to go based on what they're saying or what the numbers are saying, good luck, because there's no possible way that you could figure out anything. Forecasting markets. That's why I always say, don't listen to what anybody says. Don't even listen to what I say. These things are just opinions, and most of these channels that are putting out information and numbers, all they are opinions, or worse, they're just giving you fantastical headlines or news to get you to watch the videos. That's how I look at it. And that's why I always keep saying that. Now, if I ever come across anything that, I'm dead sure, oh boy, this is something, we really got to pay attention to, it might be legit and concrete, I'll tell you, even though it's still my opinion, but that'll at least give you a chance to go look into it. What else did I see? Very interesting day. This is kind of cool. I don't know if it has any effect on anything. I'll put this up on the screen, but it says, Russia's Moscow Stock Exchange officially halts trading in U.S. dollars and euros. Surprise, surprise. I mean, we know why Putin and Russia would want to do that. They don't want to have anything to do with the dollar because, the war going on in Ukraine, we've cut them off, basically. But, it gives you a thought as to which direction some of these countries would like to go. They want to, they want to get away from the dollar. They're for whatever their reasons are, they want to move away from the dollar, which is why I believe personally that a lot of these countries have been, buying up a lot of gold because they're afraid of the dollar and they're afraid of the power the dollar has and what we could do to them. So that may mean something. It may mean nothing. I don't know. Getting back to the you will own nothing and like it. I really believe that that's the direction we're going. With the prices on everything's so much money, and it's just becoming so unaffordable. And I just have this bad feeling that the economy on the consumer side is going to burst with all the debt that's out there. Here's something interesting. I'll put it on the screen. Monthly mortgage cost, share of median household income. And if you look at this chart, it's above 40%. So 40% of the household's average income is going toward a mortgage. That's a lot. That's crazy. I don't know how that's sustainable. Another interesting thing, 8.9% of credit card balances and 7.9% of auto loan balances transitioned into delinquency in the first quarter of 2024, per the New York Fed. So, yeah, we all know the credit card debt on the consumer side is way too high, and sooner or later, you're going to have an avalanche of defaults or people just not paying it, and then the banks get hit. Here's another interesting tidbit. It's now cheaper to pay for an apartment than to own the typical home in all but one of the 35 major metros in the U.S. Once again, home ownership is becoming too expensive for the average American to own. You know, it's just too expensive. I don't even know how people would even think about buying a home right now. A young person, that is, that have to take out a mortgage, you know, and come up with a certain amount. You know, think about it. These average mortgage payment right now, they said, is like $2,700 or $2,800 a month. That's average. Plus, you add on all the other bills. I hope people are making a lot of money out there to be able to afford that, because that seems unsustainable. Here's a big one, and I feel this one, and everybody feels this one. I'm putting that on the screen. Average U.S. household food expenditures. So it looks like from the chart, it's about, you know, average a little over 8,000. I guess that's per year. I hate to say it, guys, but if you figure out exactly what you're spending a month, depending on the size of your family and all that stuff, if it's just you and your wife or whatever, it'll be maybe less. But I'm talking about an average family, like a young couple with maybe 2 kids. I think it's much higher than this, because all you got to do is go out to the grocery store. I went with my wife to Costco last Sunday. And even though Costco normally is supposed to be, you know, there's certain things that are cheaper and all this stuff. You don't get out of a place like that without spending, you know, at least $300 to $500. And I don't see it as being any cheaper, and it's just very, very expensive, even to eat at home. Well, here it is. I didn't see this before, but this is another interesting tidbit. The median mortgage payment in America, January of 2021, was $1,294. Now it's $2,894 a month. That's a pretty big difference there. So, what, getting back to you know, you'll own nothing and like it. Well, they're forcing you to own nothing and like it. How are people in the future, if this keeps going on, how are people in the future going to be able to buy homes? I think there's going to be a lot of foreclosures coming up. I believe these credit cards are going to be defaulted. These cars, these people are taking out these huge car payments, $800, $900, $1,000 a month. I think all that stuff's going to burst. The bubble will burst on this stuff. And, you know, then we'll probably end up in some kind of recession, it seems like. But, you know, that's why I'm a huge advocate of silver, gold, and, to be honest with you, land. Land is, you know, probably the top of the food chain, to be honest with you guys. But if you have any questions, if you have any comments about this, do you think I'm on the right path with all this? Do you believe this is the direction we're going, where you will be able to own nothing at some point in the future? Let me know. Let us know in the comments. And if you would, please like and subscribe. It's helping me build the channel. Give me a thumbs up or whatever you want to call it. Hey, I guess it's a thumbs up. And, you know, until the next video, I appreciate you watching. So have a great day, guys. Thanks.